With Birais firmly under guerrillist control, Ruda, the shrewd and ambitious leader, wasted no time in turning his attention towards the next target on his conquest agenda, Wolfia. However, having witnessed firsthand the devastating consequences of war in Birais, Ruda contemplated a different approach for dealing with Wolfia, a strategic diplomatic maneuver that required no bullets and claimed no lives. For Wolfia, a nation situated in the shadow of Birais' recent defeat, the choice before them was stark and daunting. Option 1. War against the guerrillists. If Wolfia chose the path of resistance, they would face a formidable challenge. Guerrillist forces had already demonstrated their might by overpowering the powerful armies of Tajara, Leoniais, and Birais. As a smaller nation with a modest military, the prospect of confronting the guerrillists, armed with advanced weaponry and a battle-hardened army, seemed insurmountable. The potential consequences of such a decision weighed heavily on the minds of Wolfia's leaders, as they contemplated the devastating toll that war could exact on their nation. Option 2. Surrender to the guerrillists. On the other hand, choosing to surrender to the guerrillists would spare Wolfia from the ravages of war. Unlike Birais, whose cities lay in ruins and whose population suffered immeasurable loss, Wolfia's buildings would remain intact, and the lives of its citizens would continue in relative peace. The haunting images of Birais' destruction served as a stark reminder of the consequences of defiance, prompting some within Wolfia's leadership to advocate for a pragmatic approach aimed at preserving the nation's stability and security. At the helm of Wolfia's leadership stood President Haisa, a man faced with a weighty decision that would shape the course of his nation's history for generations to come. The burden of this choice bore heavily on his shoulders as he grappled with the competing interests of safeguarding Wolfia's sovereignty and ensuring the well-being of its people. President Haisa knew that the path he chose would have far-reaching implications, not only for Wolfia's future but also for its standing on the global stage. In the corridors of power in Wolfia's capital, discussions raged as advisors and officials debated the merits of each option. Some argued passionately for defiance, citing the nation's proud history of independence and self-determination. Others advocated for pragmatism, urging President Haisa to consider the harsh realities of the geopolitical landscape and the overwhelming might of the guerrillist forces arrayed against them. As the deliberations continued, President Haisa found himself torn between his duty to uphold Wolfia's sovereignty and his desire to spare his people from the horrors of war. Each option carried its own set of risks and rewards, and the weight of the decision hung heavily in the air. In the end, President Haisa knew that there could be no easy answers in such tumultuous times. The fate of Wolfia lay in his hands, and the choice he made would define the nation's destiny for generations to come. With the weight of history bearing down upon him, President Haisa prepared to make the decision that would shape the future of his nation.